Welcome everybody to our hands-on workshop for RealBird. We're glad to have you here this fine Friday morning. Thanks for joining us. We get together a couple times a month to share with you, some tips and tricks and tools at work to help you grow your business. Of course, generating more leads, more seller leads, more buyer leads, and RealBird's a great tool to really put your services to work, to be able to share with others so that they can connect with you and realize your services you have to provide. My name is Eric from Agent Web Coach. I'm a guest trainer on this webinar session this morning. I'm not alone. I'm joined by Gabe Gross, one of the owners and developers of RealBird. Good morning, Gabe. How are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm looking out at the blue California sky. Summer has arrived. Everything is blooming. The temperature will be today probably in the low 70s, and we're praying for rain.
You're just trying to make everybody jealous they don't have that awesome weather. I know. I used to live in California on the coast, and it was really nice. But now in the northern area of Utah, we're expecting snow shortly. So it's you get a great mix on these webinars, talking to people all over the place. Depending on what kind of weather they might have. Hey, thanks for joining us. Thanks for supporting me here on this webinar here. Gabe's going to be answering any questions you might have. You do, even though we can't hear you, you have opportunity within that webinar panel there to be able to chat with us, ask questions, make comments and such. And Gabe will be answering those questions and sharing also what you're asking about so that we can all learn together. Our topic for today, we do these webinars about twice a month, sometimes 3 times a month. Our objective is to share with you how to be successful generating leads. That's what it's all about, buyers and seller leads, we know. And a lot of realtors are taking the time to really, I know it's already the first week of February is basically done already, but it's still not too late to put systems in place. And that's what RealBird is. RealBird is a system to help you generate more buyers and seller leads. Those of you might be new to one of our webinar training sessions. I always share a little bit about the RealBird toolbox. It's really 2 sides, the toolbox. One side is the ability for you to be able to create these beautiful single property websites for your coming soon now, that's new, coming soon or active listings, and be able to share those single property websites, everywhere you go. I guess show you one. That would be great to be able to show. Ooh, hold on, I stepped out of here. We want you to be able to have an opportunity to share your listings and not just relying on the MLS to be able to do that. That you have full control of branding, of syndication, of connections, so that when you generate a listing, you can be in control of that listing, and you could generate the leads right back to you. And that's what you can do with the single property websites that you're able to build. And you're able to build as many of them as you want. And not only that, but not only in the status of active, but also in the status of pending or sold. And so that you can kind of, let's say, stretch the influence that listing might have for you. Obviously it's active, saying, hey, come bring an offer, but in pending or sold, basically to share what you've been successful with, kind of like an online portfolio. She'll be showing you examples of that a little bit later. So RealBird really gives you an opportunity when you create these single property websites to really basically enhance who you are and to be able to have those listings connected to you for longer than just in the active window or coming soon window. You can enhance your listings, you can share them, you can syndicate them, basically control the listing. By the way, there's a new version of a virtual tour that's I'll put unbranded there. There's now a way to, with your single property website, create an unbranded tour that you would, add to like the MLS. If you're adding your listing MLS, MLS won't, across the country, won't let you add a virtual tour link that's branded. That is with your picture next to it with the contact information. It has to be unbranded, and you have the ability to do that to to see that. In fact, while I'm there, I might as well, here, let me click on this one here. This is a unbranded virtual tour. So it's going to take up the whole screen, which is pretty cool, pretty nifty. This is a beautiful home. This is an area that's really hopping of Austin, Texas, 78704. And here's this beautiful contemporary home listed here. And you can see that you can't tell that this is Steve Adams from AustinHomesToday.com. You can't see that that's his listing because you have to have an unbranded version for the MLS to be able to share with other brokers and other agents so they can put their name on it. Don't go putting a branded tour. Here's a branded tour just so you can see the difference. I'll click on it. You can see that. So this is a branded tour. Obviously, it's got Steve's contact information, and it's going to show pictures of the home. You know, go full screen or whatever. So, so that's the difference. Okay, so back to the toolbox. So you have the ability to be able to take that listing and just leverage it and squeeze. You know, like that. That lemon. You want to squeeze every last bit of juice out of it. And that's what RealBird helps you do with your listings, no matter what standard they are. If you're new to RealBird, but you're not new to real estate, you can go into RealBird, your RealBird account, and add your past sales. I think that's a powerful thing to do, to be able to show, particularly because it seems like buyer leads are a lot easier to find than seller leads. But one of the tools that you need to show that you can be a premier selling agent is to be able to share your success. Your success of what you've been able to do, and you have the ability to be able to do that by putting your listings in. Just put at least an image. You don't even have to put a picture. You can. Here, I'll show you a good example of that. So the idea is go in and add a listing, add the address, mark it sold. I know when you go into RealBird, I had a question from one of the RealBird members. She says, okay, I want to go ahead and add an old listing that's sold. She clicked on listing marketing in RealBird and says add new listing. She says, well, it's not a listing. The new listing, I already sold it, but it's new to your RealBird account. So you would go add new listing, add new for sale listing, which we know we're going to mark it sold, put an address in there. Don't have to put a price because the price, if you sold the home 3-4 years ago, the price, it's going to look like you gave the home away because the price has probably gone up in most areas of the country. So you don't have to put an MLS. You don't even have to put a price. You could put minimal information, but having that listing in there, what that means is that you can create a portfolio in a couple different formats. And I'm taking the time to share this with you because I don't see a lot of tools that do this easily, and RealBird does that. Okay, so here's Susan Rupert. She's State College. These are homes that she's represented in and around, obviously, the State College area. That's her niche. Look at, here's actually right here is Penn State, okay, and college, and that's where she kind of specializes. And look how many homes she's represented, because these are all single property websites that she created for her listings. But you can go in and just mark them sold and build your own portfolio. A lot of realtors I find I connect with, I find out that they're always thinking that they're new to real estate, but a lot of times they don't take a look behind them and talk about the success they've had. And you got to build on that success is what you got to do. That's what you have to do. You have to build on that success. So this is one way that your single property websites you mark sold can be shown. And of course, if you want to list with Susan, why wouldn't you want to list with someone who's been that successful in that area? She obviously has the connections. She's obviously been successful at making things happen. And this is another way to display them. You don't have to display them both ways. These are just two different ways you can display your solds. Okay. Look at some of those have been seen. So this is a listing she did when I first started working with her, I guess about 5 years ago. This listing's been seen. Now you don't have to show as many things as I have showing up on here, but basically this listing's been seen 4,300 times, and I bet 4,000 of them were after the listing was sold. But RealBird gives you that opportunity to be able to do that, to be able to show. Oh, let me jump back there for a second. Yeah, so you put the address, but here's where you'll mark sold already. Okay, so at least an address. Don't have to MLS, don't have to do a price. I do beds and bath and square feet. Put a small description there, unless the description still is hey, come look at this open house at 2 o'clock on Friday. You don't want to do that, but put a little description of the property. It doesn't have to be a lot. And then you can do what Susan's doing and be able to visibly show that portfolio. See, without you calling and talking and request information from Susan, you can already learn a lot about her, that this is the area that she specializes in. She's been doing this a while. A lot of people have trusted her in the State College area. She probably knows what's going on. Okay, so the idea that you have this listing publisher, that's part of the toolbox. The other part is the property search. So built into your RealBird membership, there is a property search that you can leverage, to get people interested in an area. I happen to put, there's a zip code in here, and you can create these widgets, and you create links that show homes for sale. Now, these are sourced out of Oodle through RealBird. Okay, and are there as many listings in this database as like an MLS search? No, there's not. Is there enough to generate a lead? Yes, there is. So you can grab this, whether you're grabbing this map, you can put a link, you can post. We're going to talk about social media today. You could post a link in a post and on your Facebook business page. Hey, would you like to see homes in and around Bee Cave, which is actually a kind of a sub. It's outside. Let me zip out here. You can see it's outside Austin, Texas. Okay, and then people can search, and those listings will be branded by you, which is pretty cool. And,
may I interject here something? So a lot of agents that I talk to, and I talk to about 5 to 10 a day or more, they think that putting an IDX property search on their website is a good lead generator, but it's not. Why? Think about it.
Everybody has it.
First of all, everybody has it. Second, somebody has to find it, right? Your website, because otherwise they're not going to find the property search. But most importantly, even if they find it, most people who are good potential clients for you that you don't work with, they came new on the market. They just decided today or yesterday or sometimes to buy or sell a house. Now, these people don't know you. They have a very short attention span. They browse around. If you take their time with their whatever 2 minutes or 3 minutes or whatever they have, and you let them search your property search, which everybody has, so it doesn't make you any special. Before they know who you are and why they should work with you, they're going to have to go away, and you're probably never going to see them again. So in lead generation, you are the product. You, the agent, is the product. Everything else is bait. And so you need to structure your whole marketing in such a way that first people can find you, and that means that you create a growing footprint online with widgets and listings and property searches and blog posts and Facebook posts. And second, within their attention span, you convince them that they should tell you who they are so that you can then contact them and work with them. And if you take their time with this IDX property search and polygon search and lots of pictures and this and that, then you make them assimilate a lot of information. Before their attention span is gone, you're going to lose them.
So, and I like what you said, Gabe, about you as the real estate agent or the product. It's just same thing I would ask your real estate agent. I said, how often has it happened that someone has come to an open house that you're at and wanting to buy that house? Most of the time, you're writing down their names, their contact information. That open house was kind of like Gabe said, bait. Basically to kind of help them refine what they're looking for. Their further steps in the process till they find what they're looking for. But we want you to be the resource. We want to share these things with you so that you will learn how to be a stronger resource so that people cling to you, come to you, so know that you can get them the answers or the homes that they're looking for. So there's lots of different ways to use these tools. I was just sharing with you in RealBird that you can take this information and you can use it as content. What we're talking about today is basically how to leverage social media and what do you want to do to be more connected. And there's lots of opportunities now, more than there's ever been. It seems like there's always another social media that's popping up again. But we know the big players and the ones that people are that are using the most and that realtors are leveraging the most. I would say the number one one that because I do this with real estate agents, I work with them one-on-one to help them, with their marketing and help them be connected and their websites connected to social media and to create content. This is something that I do. So in my experience, Facebook has been the best way, the best social media network to be able to connect with people and be able to share your expertise. Remember, the job is to have them attracted to you. You can't be pushy in social media because social media isn't always about business. It's always about connecting with people. The thing I like about Facebook is Facebook has two sides to their strategy. They have a personal side and they have a business side. Here's Bob Santucci. I think he's a great example of someone that's doing it right, so to speak. Let's see. I don't know if I can hammer this. Okay. So to me, this guy's doing it. He's brilliant. He's in the Healdsburg area of so like the wine country there in Northern California. Gabe, can you still hear me? I want to make sure I didn't shut you off.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. So the great thing that I think Bob's done a great job. Obviously, there's two sides to your Facebook. There's your personal side, and that's kind of your personal profile. And that's kind of how you walk into the Facebook world on the personal side. So much and then there's the business side. He has a Facebook business page at Healdsburg Real Estate here. And so it's a balance between his personal, and that's kind of the pathway into your business side. You don't want to be sharing a lot of business stuff within your personal profile, except I would say, hey, I met with it was sure great to meet with them. I had met with some clients today and we were able to close on their first home, their first time buyers. They're really excited. And gosh, I love being a realtor and helping people get their, become property owners. And, because that might be kind of a day in the life of a realtor, so to speak, what that's like. And then that you can share on your personal side. And that personal side, how you can tell the difference, because I know this is confusing sometimes, and believe me, it's confusing to a lot of people because Facebook is changing stuff all the time. But you see how it says liked? That's how it's his business page. Okay, if we were on his personal side, personal profile, it would say friend or unfriend or whatever. So you can add friends. That's the difference, friends or liked. So personal side, business side. So what you can do on your business side is you can talk about your business. You can talk about your what you're sharing. The thing I like about what Bob does is he shares kind of local stuff. He's very involved in Kiwanis. He's very involved in his local community there in Healdsburg in the wine country there. It is kind of the more smaller town. So he's sharing things that are not just about real estate. This is about obviously, concert and cultural events. He posts videos here, talks about meeting with his clients. Yes, there's some stuff about, hey, search for homes. He's got that included in his website. But this is like giving an update. Look at, beautiful view over the lake. And people watch this stuff. People watch this and they share it. And of course, when you share content here, you can boost it all. And when you boost your content or create an ad in your Facebook page, you give it an option when you share content here and then you want to boost it or create an ad. Your content, if you just share, people naturally sharing it is great. And he's pretty successful at that. But your audience you have on your personal side actually affects the audience that sees your business side. Now, when you place an ad, there's one of the options that says, hey, would you like to share this content or ad or listing or open house announcement, whatever? Would you like to share that with those that your friends that have liked your page, or actually people have liked your page, and the people they know? So you have some options there. Or maybe you say, hey, I'm just started out. You'll have the opportunity to boost a post or share it, and you'll be able to select a custom audience based on demographics or either geographical area. Zoom out from 10 miles radius out to like 50 miles radius. So it really, you're diving into people that you don't know so that you share your content on the business side. Now, just be careful. I wouldn't do too much of sharing like this on your personal profile, but on the business side for sure. But definitely don't miss out on being active in your personal side. The personal profile, because that actually, the more you're involved there, the more people you friend, the more people, the more content you share there, the more people, the larger audience will be on the business side. Facebook doesn't really tell you that. That's just one thing I've learned. So don't pass up an opportunity to share on the personal side. Like, okay, so here's my personal. So I'll just click on mine. That's so personal profile, just so you can see that. Hold on. Okay, so obviously this is a personal side, and my granddaughter's on the swing, pretty cool. And so you want to you want to share here, but you just got to be careful what you share. I guess that's what I'm saying. Okay, but Facebook is a great place to be. I'm going to share with you that I think that that you need to have a Facebook business page. If you don't know how to do a Facebook business page, literally, you just go to YouTube and you search how to set up, and we can do that here in this time, but it might take a little too much to show you how to set up a Facebook business page. You can find lots of videos to do that. Just a tip. I'm going to go ahead and search on YouTube. I love YouTube, but look at this, 4 months. I would pick one here to watch. That's 4 months ago. This 1 year ago, 3 years ago, definitely not, because things are different. Things change. Oh, it's updated in 2016. That's good. Things change all the time. But if you literally, watch this on your phone while you're working on your computer, click this. It's step-by-step instructions. This is good stuff, by the way. Okay, so set it up. I'm going to share with you some examples that I think, one of the things I think you should do. Here we go. I know we talked about Facebook first. You got to make sure that whatever network you're engaging in, you got to make sure that your brand is consistent throughout. I think Bob's done a great job of that. I mean, his website is hillsburgrealestate.com. His Facebook is facebook.com/Hillsburg Real Estate. His Twitter is Hillsburg Real Estate. If you type Hillsburg Real Estate in the search engines, he's going to be in right under Zillow, sometimes above Zillow and Trulia, which it's not easy to do. So you be consistent with your brand, who you are, or what you represent. His is obviously more geographical reference to where he works. But be consistent. I've worked with realtors, and they'll have, they'll be involved in 6 different social media, and their name is different each time. Sometimes they use their full name, their last name only, sometimes geographical. And I'm going to say, be consistent. And it's not too late to go back there and realign some of those. Facebook will let you rename your Facebook business page. So it's not the end of the world if you did it once and they say, okay, Phil, I'm stuck with that. Okay, so Facebook is a great place, because what do you want to do in order to continually increase your, I always tell this when I coach my real estate clients. I tell them that you need to make a commitment that you need to meet 2 people, that you need to be able to introduce your services to 2 people today. Okay, it's the morning, still plenty of daylight left, to be able to introduce your services to at least 2 people that didn't know about you yesterday. And if you do that consistently, by the way, if you can't do 2, start with 1, but that's 5-6 times a week. You're introducing yourself to new people. And of course, that's your sphere of influence. That's the opportunity that you check with them, that they'll be able to see that you're a resource. They'll believe in you as a resource for them when real estate is to come up. Well, that's all these real estate social media networks is basically ways for people to be able to connect with you and expand your influence. I hope you have what's called a CRM. If you don't have one, get one. CRM basically is a database, a software where you gather those contacts. It's your digital Rolodex. You got to have it. There's no business. I've seen many people do Post-it notes or whatever. That's fine, but gather them up and put them in a CRM. There's many of them out there. These are free ones out there. There's free CRMs. But basically, you need to be able to gather names of people that you can contact. for real estate. And of course, you need to check with them to see, hey, is there a chance that we might be able to do business? I might be able to be your resource for real estate. You need to ask that question. You need to qualify people. You might have people in your database that are there, and they might be what A, B, C, or D. We used to categorize them. Basically A being people that you know would refer business to you, or they would come to you. B, you think they would. C, you're not sure. They're in your database. You know who they are. We're not sure if you'd be their realtor of choice. And then D is basically, if you gather those names and you give them a D, that means, I need to get that person out of my database. You need a database. When you have a listing, you need to be able to use that network to share that listing with people. And it might not be that person in your database that needs a house, but they might know someone that needs that house you just put on the market, or you're doing it coming soon. I met a realtor. I worked with a realtor. His name's Jerry. He's in the area not too far from where Gabe is in the Bay Area. And he had a commitment to list his homes and be able to sell them before he listed them in the MLS. And that's happening more and more. And that was a few years ago that I worked with him, probably 8 or 9 years ago. And now that's even more the case, is that people aren't just relying on the MLS to be able to sell a home or find a home. They're relying on getting, they're able to a lot of times sell the house before it even goes on the market. By the way, coming soon, RealBird has an option here. I'm going to go ahead and write up here, listing marketing. Okay, just making sure I'm keeping up with the webinar. You seeing okay, Gabe? You're all good?
Yeah,
there?
Everything is fine.
Okay, awesome. Okay. By the way, we're recording this webinar so that you can visit again, view it again. You'll be able to see it again. So when we go back to add new for sale listing, there's an option here, and more. No, not all agents I found can do this. Most of them. There's a few brokerages or MLSs that don't allow to market a listing until it comes to Steve, that we're working off Steve's content here today inside his RealBird account. You can enter it in the MLS as a coming soon listing. How cool is that? So you can do coming soon right there. Okay, don't have to have an MLS number. So anyway, don't pass up an opportunity to be able to leverage that. The consumers look at a coming soon listing. It draws a lot of buzz because people are like, and the buzz is like, hey, well, maybe I can go see it before the whole world knows, and maybe I'll get a better deal. So anyway, that's opportunity to do that. So you have to pick and choose which social media you're going to use, and then how you're going to use it, and make sure your brand is consistent, which means that you're consistent through your profile. All these places have a place to put it, probably a logo, your profile picture, your contact information, link to your website. So each one of these social medias has a profile that you go in and build and customize. And by the way, does it cost anything to be part of these? No, it doesn't. That's one of the greatest things. It might cost you some elbow grease and time and effort to build your profile, to connect with people. But I'm going to tell you that it just takes some time, and you have to be giving. I've learned that you have to be giving. You can't just do it for you. You have to share, to like, congratulate, kudos, great job. Hey, I really like what you're doing there. It has to be more than just you using the platform to promote your business and promote your listings and promote your services for buyers. You have to be given. I found a graphic. Let me see if I can bring that.
It's the same in the same kind of like bucket that I said before. That is, you are the product, and people have to like you, right? So if somebody finds you new, somebody who's just decided to buy or sell a house, why will they talk to you? Well, one, because they see that you know the area and the neighborhood, and second, they see that you have experience with the type of property that they're looking to buy or sell. 3, that they see your testimonials and they like that. And 4, this unknown thing, right, which is called charisma. And whatever they look at, your picture, your video, what have you, and if you have something that is personal, it's much more likely they're gonna trust you, because that's all what it's about, trust relationship in that 3 or 4 minutes that they have for you, so that they pick up the phone or send you an email or a letter or something.
I heard a good phrase yesterday called omnipresent. The idea that, oh my gosh, I'm seeing you everywhere. And that's what social media can help you do. It's the same thing. I worked with realtors and they say, I try to, this is one community I'm trying to dominate to be the, the neighborhood local realtor. And they found that the consumers see, hey, one or two for sale signs in a neighborhood, and they think you own the whole dang community. They think you're the guy, you're the gal that's going to do it for me if I need to list my home. It's the same way. And social media, as leveraged as a realtor would at its best, it does all those things. Here's just a few. Yeah.
We have a question from Tom. Comment on Instagram and how it differs from Facebook.
Okay, so first of all, Instagram is owned by Facebook, but Instagram is more pictorial. Pictorial meaning graphics with a little bit of content, a little bit of text on them. And one of the things,
a little bit like Pinterest, right? I always compare it with Pinterest.
Yeah. But single images that you can share and people can browse through. You can connect, you can follow other people, just like in the other social networks. But the key is you got to do pretty much everything on your phone. Now, I have a Mac computer and I have a browser that I use, and there are some tools out there where you can use it kind of like an app, and you can add things to Instagram, or you actually have a browser that I can use on Instagram. It's pretty cool. But it's not the easiest way to do. They want you, how do you say, Instagram wants you to be able to share with your phone. They want you to be dynamic. In other words, be there with a phone taking a picture. We get a great idea. Maybe you are out and showing a property. Hey, you have a buyer. I'm moving into town. They just got a job. You're going to take your camera on your phone and go take a picture of the neighborhood and share that. Hey, here's some pictures of the neighborhood that you might be interested in. Here's the school. And so it's meant to be kind of dynamic on the fly, so to speak. Here,
it's a little bit like Twitter, but the visual Twitter. Maybe it's brief, right? So yeah. It's not like you can establish a big social conversation using Instagram, because it's the main thing is pictures and filtering those pictures and making them interesting.
Here's the interesting thing, though. Instagram, the reason why Facebook bought Instagram, Instagram has engagement that's almost 5 times more than people would engage in Facebook. That's huge. So, and you can have a business Instagram account. You don't just have to have a personal one. You can have a business one, just like you have a business side to Facebook and a business side to Pinterest. You can have a business version of your social media profile. I'm going to tell you that this is really powerful, and this agents are grabbing more and more, and they're leveraging this more than they ever have, and it's literally growing very, very fast. Snapchat's another one. Some realtors are using Snapchat, basically you're taking a picture, video, and you're sharing it with your people who follow you, or you're building a following. The difference between Snapchat is it goes away after. You can actually, there's a way to save it on the stuff you share, but it's kind of meant to like share quickly and then it goes away. But some realtors are actually using Snapchat out there and being successful. But these, I think, I feel are the best ones to use. And this is a great graphic. Love to share it with anybody. Just email me and webcoach@gmail, and I'm happy to share that. This is a great infographic. Yeah, there we go. It's a great infographic to show, kind of overview of what these different profiles can provide. Let's talk about LinkedIn. I know we're going to talk about the relationship between using it and RealBird as well. I'm kind of just giving the overall view of these social media networks. By the way, and you don't have to be strong in any of them. I get realtors all the time, and when I set them up to, set up their listing protocol and their listing syndication and their listing marketing, some of them say, hey, well, I'm in Facebook and LinkedIn, but I'm not. I don't like to tweet. I'm not on Twitter. I've said, who cares? Let's set up a Twitter account. Make sure it aligns with your brand. And when you get a listing, there's a way to share it out from your RealBird listing, and then people can follow you. You don't have to tweet. You can still build a following without tweeting. Okay. So anyway, don't, but choose the ones you're going to be involved in though. I think Facebook for sure. And I've had agents, they'll tell me, Facebook, I don't really want to share my personal life. And I said, that's fine, but you can still build a Facebook business page, but share things that people need. Be a resource for people. Here's kind of a nice rule that I thought was really cool. If you want your audience to care about your business, you'll need to spend more time sharing content. So sharing, asking questions. I put just a few notes in here. What type of things might you share within your network? And then I'll jump back to, like sharing listings. Here's what I was basically, I had my own nice screen right there. Which one are you going to focus on? Line your brands, post, contribute, share. Don't just promote. My infographic says there about 80% of your things you share should be content. Okay, this is what interesting. In working with realtors, gosh, 20 years now, this year, I realized that a lot of times they have a depth of knowledge that's like buried in the folds of their brain. And when I ask them a question, they say, oh, I don't like to blog or I don't like to share. And I'm like, well, you basically have that information, and basically the social networks let you share that information and that expertise so that someone can attach to it and ask questions of you and see you as a resource. I believe as real estate agents, you should have a website that you can blog on and share your content. The way I do it with my clients is we do it through their website. We share that content, and then it gets dispersed out to the social networks quite automatically, which is really kind of cool. But I work with a real estate agent. I said, well, how are you sharing your knowledge? How are you getting your content out there? And they said, well, I don't really want to blog, or I don't want to create content. And I don't do that. And I said, well, of course you do. You have clients that call you all the time and they add, hey, I'm looking to move to, South Salt Lake, and the area here is really booming now. It's becoming, they're calling it Silicon Slopes here in Utah County, Salt Lake County, where a lot of companies like Adobe are here, and other company, eBay, and what's interesting is, like, when someone asks you those questions, you probably have answers for them. But if you keep the content inside of you, keep that expertise inside of you, and you don't share it through the networks, you're going to miss out. You're going to miss that opportunity. If I called you, you'd have an answer. And by the way, if I was to call you and you answered my question, guess what? That's content. There's probably other people that could benefit from that knowledge that you have. Well, this is a way to share your knowledge, is by building out your profiles, sharing from your website into these social media networks. By the way, you need a strategy for selling your homes and for attracting buyers. And here's some just different things that you can do to find buyers. You can share a property search. You can share offer for get updates for the newest listings in this neighborhood. Local market updates, neighborhood updates, listings and open houses, buyers' questions. Starting off an article that you're sharing, or a tweet, or a post, or whatever. Start it off with a question. Hey, should I buy or sell in this market? Should I buy? Yeah, buy or sell in today's market. Those are questions that people ask. What's my home worth? What would my home worth be today in today's current market? Those are all questions that buyers have or sellers have in their head. And if you're tapped into what they're asking, you can echo back to them by starting off with a question and then answering the question within the post of the article. Add some images, make it look interesting. Don't want to think of like National Geographic, more pictures, less words. And don't give them everything they want in the post that you're creating. Put a link at the bottom. Say, for more information, contact Gabe Gross. He's your man for Southern San Francisco real estate. You have to do that. That's the whole meaning behind doing all these great things. So Facebook, definitely, I believe you can set up your website. That's one of the things that I do with my clients. I set their website so that it connects to all your social media network. So, in fact, let's do an example of this, because this is supposed to be we're talking about today about using RealBird with your social media. So I'm going to go into, let's see, this is a new listing that just came on the market, and obviously the picture's a little cloudy gray. We'll have to bug Steve to go back on a sunny day. This is a new listing, just came out. You can see he added that, just 2 days ago. Well, I want to take this listing and I want to share it. And it's sort of, if you don't mind, because I want this, we call this hands-on workshop. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this listing and I'm going to share it. And I'm going to show how, because of the systems I set up for him, that I can share it very quickly. Gosh, I wish we had a brighter picture, but we can change it out later. That's fine. By the way, there is a tool as an add-on to your RealBird account that you can buy that costs, I mean, less than $2 or $3 a month. It's like ridiculously, it's so cheap you won't know you paid for it. It's basically you can add SMS texting code. So what I like to do is here, I can set this up, change the keyword. He's got one that's defaulted in there. I usually like taking them like the street address. So I will change the SMS keyword. And so basically I'm adding 2111. I'm saving that. Okay, so I just made it easy to be able to share this listing by people texting this 2111 to his number, his Twilio number, which is local to his area that he bought for $1 a month. And if you text that to that number, you will get, I think, I already saved it. Good. Okay. Let's go ahead. And so now I've gone and I've gone now to that listing and I've set it up so that if you text that, you'll get this to your phone. And of course, he gets you as a lead. And tools are built in here to where I can create. Let me just go just listed. How about that? Okay, just listed. Okay, here we go. There we go. Let's see if I post this in I post this in his Facebook page. Okay, so I gotta pull not myself up, but him. Sharing a page, just listed in Lago Vista. This is a golf course home. How cool is that? Who doesn't want to live on the golf course? I know you got to watch for flying balls, but here's Austin, Texas home search. That's just built and so just built and soon ready, because it looks like it might need a little more work. Just built in, and that is like just built in Lago Vista. And this is near the golf course, if I'm not mistaken. So you can see my pop-up there. I just want to make sure you can see my pop-up there. Just get a little more details. So this one's a new listing that he added himself. So let me see the listing details here. Just want to make sure I represent him well. Brand new golf course home. Yeah, who doesn't want that? Exterior is 3 sides Texas white stone. Beautiful. Okay, brand new golf course home with study. Okay, I think that's a good start with all the amenities. Okay. All right. Okay, and I already have it here. I'm gonna make sure I find my pop-up here. There we go. There we go. This is the other listing. Okay, let me click it again. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, so do it again. Sorry, I'm jumping in here. We're live. I'm doing this live. This is not Memorex. Okay, so brand new golf course home. I like to put this, be descriptive. Lago Vista, which is awesome. I saw pictures of this Lago Vista. There's like deer all over the golf course. Like you have a greater chance of hitting a deer with a golf ball than another golfer. Okay, so let's be more descriptive here. 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath. There we go. You guys are watching me do this live, which you can see all my terrible typing skills, particularly when people are watching over my shoulder. 2.5 bedroom. Yeah, go ahead, Gabe.
I always would put also like a little note that, and if you don't like this home, which will not be the case, I have many like this in this area that I know
has
about.
Another one on the same golf course.
Or something like that, yeah. So something so that I don't think that this is the only home you market. You always make it a little bit broader so that if people, because what's the likelihood that people will like exactly like this. They look at this picture, and what if they don't like square windows and they like oval windows, or I don't know, or flat roofs or something. But you want to give them also a reason to engage in a conversation, even if they don't like this particular thing.
Steve Adams. Yeah, Steve Adams. There we go. It's linked there. Linked to his profile. Okay. Okay, I have other golf course homes. Call me. Call me Steve Adams. There we go. Okay, so I can post this to Facebook, and this, let's see, I got to make sure I put it on his page because I manage quite a few. Austin there we go. Okay, post to Facebook. Okay, so I just used the RealBird tool. His listing was live only like a day and a half. It's been live, and I was able to share that. And what I want to do is I want to take this listing and share it another way, okay? So I'm going to take this listing and click on it again. See, there's another golf course home that just gotten finished, I believe, by the same developer. And what I want to do is I want to post this inside his website. Okay, we're sharing you live. I don't know how much time we left, but I'm hot and heavy in this right now. So this is the listing right here. I'm going to grab this information, generate code. Okay, I'm going to select all that code. Okay, copy that code. I'm going to go to his website. Okay, there's his website. I'm going to click. I'm going to create a new post. Okay, and I've hooked this website up to I think 4 or 5 of his social networks. So when I create a blog post, it'll send this post out there. But RealBird helped me format the post that I'm creating. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. I got myself kicked out of that. Oh my gosh. I just had it launched. Okay. So give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves, Gabe. Let me launch real quick here his website so that I can launch it there so I can show it to you.
Well, the other thing is we're talking about social media, right? And
Yeah.
Eric had Facebook and Instagram and this and that. But don't forget that social media is also a piece of paper that you mail to people, right? And it's not online, but I think that if you can afford the mailing, of course, then occasionally, once every 2 or 3 months, you should send out postcards to your neighborhood because you know, and with some message that they can act on. And a lot of these postcards that are being sent around are go to this link and then put this code in and see the value of your home. So this is prospecting for buyers, right? I'm sorry, for sellers. But you can do all kinds of other things here. Eric mentioned the texting. You can set up text codes, for example, a zip code, and then tie it to your IDX that shows that zip code, or to the RealBird property search. It really doesn't matter, because as soon as somebody texts, you will get their caller ID, and you can call back and ask, and or simply send out something that engages them in terms of a social thing. The rule here is that this, of course, is in a way all advertising, and that somebody has to see you at least 3 or 4 or 5 times in order to remember you. And that's a combination of when they walk on the street, Facebook, you don't know where they go. So that's the thing, because you don't know them, because these are new clients that you want to somehow catch and work with them. And so broadening your footprint is not just online, but also through these mailings to your farm. Of course, nobody sends $200-300 checks to the newspapers anymore, thank God. But that used to be a way to do that, to get some exposure.
Thanks for being patient with me. I had to re-log into the website. Brand new Lago Vista golf course home. Who doesn't live on the golf course? And the prices are very reasonable. just completed. Yeah. I think that people want the new. Believe me, if they can get new for close to what they can get for existing homes, that's a cool thing. Okay, so I created a post. I use a WordPress website, which I do with all my clients, and you might not have a WordPress website, but you can use these same tools. I just have to have them connected. When I set up a website, I have it so it's going out and being sent to all the different areas where he's connected. By the way, I'm taking the code that RealBird gave me. I'm going to the text side. If you don't have a WordPress site, you might have a button that says HTML, or it might be that you have. Let me show you here. It might be look like this. Okay, or actually kind of a greater than, less than, separate. Click on that. That usually means HTML, and that's what RealBird's giving you to work with. So I'm clicking on text, and I'm pasting that content in here. It does all the formatting. Don't worry about all the programming. Don't let that bother you. I usually like to go in here, and I like to just add a category. Austin, Texas. It's actually near Austin. It's on the outskirts. Okay, so yep, I could add a category here. Anyway, that's just when you create a post. It's good to have a category. I'll add it there. Golf course homes. Okay, let's add that. Okay, and I usually like to get an image. I usually like to get an image here that we can use. So I'm going into let's just look at the listing. Here we go. Here we go. Doesn't have a lot of images, but some. Yeah, this is a brand new home. Okay, I think that's a good one. It's got the tree in the front yard. So it's going to grab that image here. Give me a second here. Use a featured image because that'll travel along with the. Gosh, we got to get that. Not to take this picture so early in the morning. So let's see. This is. So this is. I'll just share. This is a home golf course. And I always like to add okay, you're watching me work on the fly here, but you'll get what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going back over to here. I'm posting this. This is just something I do for postage. It's best to have a featured image in there. Now the other images for the gallery of other images will be actually pulled into the post. Okay. And can you still me, Gabe? I don't know if I'm locking up.
Yeah, no, it works.
I don't know why I'm not able to. Oh, there we go. Okay. It's not letting me. So anyway, so I'd add that image, and I want to take the time to add the image, and I want to do it right. Okay. So for some reason it's not. Might be because of the. Okay. So let's go ahead and preview that. It's still saving. That's what it's doing. Okay. So the listing is already going to be formatted by RealBird, by that code, all that code that I pasted in there. There's going to be the maps. There's going to be the link to see the other photos of the features. Interesting too. Obviously, it'll be branded by him. So when it's followed, the post is followed. People will see his other listings he has. They'll also see a map. See, I told you he had a couple of golf course homes. This one's really close. And this is going to show other homes for sale. The blue ones, those are not his homes, but he will still be branded to him. Let me see if I can do this now. Real quick. You guys have all been really patient. This is my demonstration here this morning. Yeah, I didn't put. Okay, so there's the golf course home. All right, let's just setting that. Okay, just about there. Okay. Yeah, now we can go. Although that's really cloudy, but I'll get them out there. So we marked the category. We're going to send this out. Golf course, add a little more detail here. Home in Lago Vista. Okay, so I'm just about ready here. I'm going to go ahead and click publish, so I use RealBird to format this post or article, and now this will be sent out, and it should actually happen pretty quick. I'm trying to show you this magic of being live and broadcasting and sharing this with you here. Let me go over here to give me a second here. You guys all being really patient. Okay, so here's this listing. And by the way, you can share it this way too. But I like sharing it through the website because then they come back to the website to see your other tools that you have. But you can share it directly in here as well, any of these places. Okay, so let's see. That's his post. So if I refresh that, if I did that right, and I feel like I'm a Geraldo Rivera inside Al Capone's basement. And all they found was a flask, empty flask. But just because I'm here sharing this right in front of you. Okay. Let's see. Refreshing that. Let's see. I can do Twitter. I've got like too many windows open by now, right? That's the landing page that we shared. Okay. That's that one we shared. Okay. All right. Should be able to do this here. But I have fast internet too. I mean, I have really fast internet. Okay, so it just should show up on his Facebook page as a post on his business page. This is showing his Twitter account. And let's see if I can do that. If I can pull it up and show that with you. So the idea is leverage. If you guys are in real estate, leveraging is an important thing to be able to do. And with RealBird and your social media, you can leverage your content, and that's the beauty of it. Let's see if we can see that post. I know I've got like way too many windows open. That's my problem, even though I have really, really fast internet. The webinar's slowing us down a bit. I apologize. Doesn't usually take this long to load everything. Okay, there we go. So this is published from this website, and this is the article. And then when I click on that, it'll take me back to the article that RealBird helped us create. So I hope all of you are blogging your listings. That's one opportunity you have to do inside your website. So here it is. So here's this website, and there's the listing right there. And then I can see the maps of the area, photos, and I can see other that search I was talking about. So that was Facebook. Let's see Twitter. Let's see if we showed up in Twitter here. I know we're coming about to the top of our hour. Yeah, there it is. It's fast. It's quick. It happened 2 minutes ago. Click on that. It's going to take us back to the link. That's one of the many, many ways that can happen. Let me go back to because I know I posted. Yeah, this I posted here. Look at this. See? And this one we didn't give all the details. Click or text 211 to that number for the price for photos. And, of course, he gets you as a lead. Okay? Now, I probably shouldn't have logged in as myself, but you're seeing me because I was the admin logged in. But so Twitter, let's see. I think, let's see. Let's go LinkedIn, see if I can find them there. Yeah, LinkedIn, I always try to post articles in your LinkedIn network. Your network's growing all the time. Let's see. But now the cool thing is LinkedIn shows next to your profile, they show your articles. See, there we go. See all activities, see all articles. Yeah, there it is, brand new one. That's just there. So there we go. Awesome Homes Today. Gosh, we got to get a lighter picture. I'll lighten that up a bit. Anyway, so in summary, it's a good time to summarize. We're about done with our time here together. In summary, use RealBird and leverage wherever possible. Be clear about what social media networks you're going to be in. Don't try to do all of them. I would pick the top 3 or 4, okay? And then be active in them and where you're sharing your content and your expertise. And then make them a part of your marketing. And RealBird's going to fit right into that. I can take this, by the way, I can take this listing and I can post it on Pinterest. See, I just clicked that. Pinterest, let's see here. And choose a board. I have Susan Rupert that I work with, and she has different boards for like new listings, pending listings, even sold listings. So you can do that. You can create your board, and RealBird makes it real easy to be able to post there. Anyway, thanks everybody for coming to the webinar. I hope we answered all your questions. I know we covered a lot of ground today. Anybody want to get these infographics or notes that I've shared with you today? I'm happy to share those with you. Pick 3 or 4. Make sure you're consistent with your profile and brand throughout those. Make them a part of what you do on your daily life. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. Make it a vehicle that you share your knowledge and expertise so people will attach to you and see you as an expert and see you as a resource. That's really kind of what it's all about. And I hope you'll take, and I'm a bit bumbling in my webinar here today. I apologize for some of the challenges we had with the timing on the loading of the things I'm trying to show you live here. But I hope you learn from it that this can be fun. It can be interesting. It'd be a great way to connect with more people. That's kind of what it's about. It's about you connecting with more people and more people seeing what you're doing, so that you can sell more houses, get more leads, help more buyers. That's kind of what it's all about. Thanks, everybody. Come back again. We're going to have another webinar in a couple weeks. Love to have you back. Okay. Thanks, Gabe.
Have a good weekend. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.